Daytona welcomes some bikes to the neighborhood. India takes Japan down a peg, and it turns out you can't ride in MotoGP unless you have the right sticker. This is all the sauce. Welcome to All the Sauce, where we read the motorcycle headlines so you can simply watch them. Here's what you need to know for March 6th, 2026. MotoAmerica is set to return to the Daytona International Speedway this weekend, with the main event, of course, being the 84th running of the Daytona 200. The race will serve as the opening round for the 2026 MotoAmerica Supersport Championship, meaning the Daytona 200 will now pay critical MotoAmerica Supersport points for the first time since 2014. Supersport machines will also be limited to a 15.5-liter fuel tank capacity, which amounts to a 4-liter decrease from previous years. Daytona has historically been a two-stop race, but the decreased fuel capacity means teams must now plan a third pit stop for fuel, which demands perfection from the technicians on pit lane. With a record-breaking $250,000 purse, the weekend has drawn a global field of 49 elite Supersport riders representing 7 different manufacturers. Joining the Supersport headliners are Mission King of the Baggers, Twins Cup, and Mission Super Hooligan National Championship. For full coverage, check out MotoAmerica Live Plus app, MotoAmerica.com, or the MotoAmerica YouTube channel for all the latest results. Suzuki Motor USA and Team Hammer are pleased to announce that D30 will serve as the title sponsor for Tyler Scott's effort aboard the DRO M4 X-Star Suzuki GSX R750 at Daytona. D30 is a global leader in advanced protection solutions with groundbreaking armor that is thin, soft, and flexible in a resting state, yet stiffens to absorb and dissipate energy on impact, allowing it to be seamlessly integrated into helmets, gloves, and other protective gear. Its industry-leading armor is utilized by partners in a wide variety of environments, such as Formula One, NASA, the U.S. Department of Defense, and even the NHL. America's first motorcycle company recently announced a multi-year agreement with Vance & Hines Motorsports, a partnership that combines the unparalleled history and innovation of America's first motorcycle company with the performance and racecraft expertise of the motorcycle industry's most respected aftermarket provider. The partnership commences with Vance & Hines spearheading the Indian motorcycle Vance & Hines factory racing program in the 2026 MotoAmerica King of the Baggers series. Their team of riders include 2024 champion Troy Herfoss, 2023 Baggers champion Hayden Gillum, and rising star Rocco Landers. The Indian factory racing team enters 2026 with one singular goal: dominate the 2026 season. TVS Motor Company has surpassed Yamaha in global two-wheeler sales, becoming the world's third largest manufacturer by annual volume, according to a report from Autocar India. India now holds 2 of the top 3 spots for the largest volume motorcycle manufacturers in the world. According to the report, TVS sold approximately 5.46 million motorcycles and scooters in 2025, a staggering 20.7% increase from the previous year. Yamaha recorded roughly 5 million units, up just 0.8% year over year. The change marks one of the most notable reshuffles in the global motorcycle industry in recent years. Honda, meanwhile, retains its dominant position with 16.44 million units sold globally in 2025, while Hero MotoCorp remains second with 6.25 million units. The shift highlights the growing influence of Indian motorcycles in global two-wheeler markets, particularly across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Yamaha Motor Company has decided to relocate its U.S. group, currently located in Cypress, California, to Kennesaw, Georgia, starting at the end of 2026. In connection with this relocation, the company has also decided to proceed with the sale of all fixed assets owned by Yamaha USA in Cypress, including land, offices, and warehouses. This initiative is positioned as one of the company's key measures aimed at improving asset efficiency and enhancing profitability in the United States. The Cypress facility has served as the headquarters for Yamaha USA for approximately 50 years, since acquiring the land in 1978. However, in response to the changes in the company's business focus within the U.S. market, the marine business was relocated to Kennesaw in 1999 to better serve the customer base, and the motorsport business was relocated to Kennesaw as well in 2019. As a result, the Cypress facility currently primarily houses corporate functions and financial services business. The total site area is approximately 25.1 acres, so if you're in the market for a corporate HQ, give them a call. Honda might be working on one of the cheapest electric motorcycles we've ever seen from a major manufacturer, at least according to a new patent filing. The design shows a super simple electric commuter bike built around the same basic platform as the Honda Shine 100, one of the brand's best-selling small motorcycles in markets like India. Instead of a gas engine, though, the bike swaps in a compact electrical motor and a pair of lithium-ion batteries. Rather than designing a brand new chassis, the company appears to be reusing the proven steel commuter frame and replacing the engine with a small electric drivetrain. The goal seems pretty clear: keep things simple, keep costs down, and make an electric bike that's genuinely affordable. Performance would likely be modest, similar to a small gas commuter bike, with estimated speeds around 50 miles an hour. And this is just a patent filing, so there's no confirmation this bike will actually make it into production. But the concept hints at Honda chasing a different strategy for electric motorcycles: less tech, less price, more practical. I think we just figured out their sales pitch. At last weekend's Thai Grand Prix, Triumph Motorcycles and MotoGP pulled the covers off two exclusive limited edition prize bikes that will be awarded through this year's Triumph Triple Trophy competition. TTTTTT. The number 001 Triumph Street Triple 765 Moto2 will be awarded to a rider who delivers the most stand-up performances this Moto2 season as voted on by the fans. In addition, one lucky Triumph and Moto2 fan will win the number 765 model in a free prize draw for the 2026 season. With only 1,000 motorcycles being produced worldwide, the Moto2 edition features carbon fiber components, and these two bikes will feature an individually numbered and personalized billet-machined top yoke, making this prize even more exclusive. At the official press conference at the Chang International Circuit, Triumph's Chief Product Officer Steve Sargent also outlined the next steps in Triumph's Sustainable Fuel Development Program, ahead of the 2027 Moto2 season, when regulations will mandate the use of 100% non-fossil fuels. Following the successful durability testing with the 40% non-fossil fuel last year, Triumph has now completed the majority of engine mapping and optimization work required to begin the next phase of testing. Throughout this year, Triumph and Moto2 will evaluate samples of 100% non-fossil fuels for performance and durability. MotoGP CEO Carmelo Ezpeleta acknowledged on Wednesday that it will be difficult to stage the Qatar Grand Prix on April 12th as planned. The armed conflict in the Middle East has directly impacted plans for several major international sporting events, including the Qatar Grand Prix. The World Endurance Championship has already postponed its own event at the Losail International Circuit, while doubts also remain over Formula One races in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain in April. Speaking on Wednesday at an Estrella Galicia event in Madrid, Ezpeleta assessed the options for the fourth round of the 2026 season. He said, "Is there a possibility of racing on another date? Don't worry, we always have a plan B. We have to wait. I can't say right now that we're not going. We've been in talks with Qatar since what happened on Sunday, and we'll make a decision. It's difficult for us to go to Qatar in April, but it doesn't mean we're not going to go." When asked about the possibility of the race being hosted by a different venue, the answer was crystal clear: no way. As if the start of the 2026 MotoGP season in Thailand didn't serve up enough drama on the track, a few riders faced a major disruption before the rubber even hit the road. The problem? Helmet homologation. The issue affected riders across all classes, but namely Pecco Bagnaia, Enea Bastianini, and Diogo Moreira in MotoGP. The problem was the latest homologation standard required by the FIM, identified as FIM FRHPHE-02. Easy for me to say, I know. Which, in addition to revising impact tests on helmet shells, also placed emphasis on preventing visors from detaching in the event of a crash. It is also worth mentioning that helmet brands must receive separate approval for each size, a requirement that complicates the process of obtaining certification. Now, as it pertains to this past weekend, the biggest issue involved PT Tara Group, an Indonesian company that owns KYT, which has agreements with Bastianini and Moreira, and Suomi, the brand that supplies Bagnaia. Now, the sizes corresponding to the helmets of the two Italians and the Brazilian received homologation on Thursday afternoon after finally passing lab tests carried out in Aragon. However, the problem was the certification labels can only be printed at the FIM headquarters in Switzerland. This forced a PT TAR employee to fly there, collect the labels on Friday, then board a flight to Thailand via Doha, where the airspace was closed due to the conflict in the Middle East. Aware that confirmation of the homologation might not arrive in time for Friday and Saturday sessions, the three affected riders secured homologated alternatives from rival brands. All of them replicated their usual helmet designs while concealing the actual helmet brand to avoid potential legal hiccups. By Sunday, all of them took to the warm-up session wearing their regular helmets, all outfitted now with the certification labels properly sewn inside. And finally, it has been confirmed that Moto2 rookie David Alonso did not have any fractured bones after the super scary crash on Sunday, which saw him go down on the racing line and hit squarely by Philip Salich. On race day, it was said that he was conscious and heading to the medical center for arm pain, but the team has now confirmed there are no broken bones and he's expected to make a speedy recovery. For the rest of the headlines and talking points from the Thai Grand Prix and MotoGP, check out my podcast over on Horsepower Rodeo, which is also linked on the Throttle Sauce website. It is called Monday Morning MotoGP, and a new episode will be posted next Monday. Yes, I'm a week behind. It's going to have to deal with it, I guess. Which brings us to our Throttle Sauce social media saucy clip of the week. This week's clip comes from the social media folks over at MotoAmerica, sharing their video billboard in the middle of Times Square. And we keep saying that we want visibility for the sport, so there you go. Good work, y'all. Well, that does it for this week, and as always, let us know what you think of any of the stories we've covered, and thank you to everybody out there who's already been commenting and talking with us about all the motorcycle stuff. It's been super fun. But make sure the rest of you are following, sharing, subscribing, and mashing all the buttons so you stay up to date with everything Throttle Sauce. If you're in the business of motorcycles and have a press release we need to see, or a rider with a saucy clip you think deserves to be featured here, hit us with an email at pressreleases@throttlesauce.com. And until next time, that's all the sauce.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the car, yeah. Hold my beer for a minute.